I think I might be live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy Thursday evening to you. Can you believe it? This life is flying by. Can't believe what is this? The sixth? It's almost the first weekend of November already. Craziness. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful super full moon leftover energy from Taurus. And I'm excited, as always, to see what message that we get in from Spirit today. So many blessings. Thank you for being here. Before we get into everything, as we like to do to start off, we are going to come back to the moment through a deep breath, and then we'll get into the singing bowl, bringing in that beautiful, amazing, eternal, unconditional love energy into our mental body, our emotional body, our physical bodies, our energetic bodies, letting it fill us up and then flowing out to the world, letting it do whatever it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet too. So, welcome, welcome. And if you want to join me, we're going to start off taking a big deep breath. Hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Do not pass out. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 or whatever that was in Monopoly. But exhale when you want to, and then we'll bring in the singing bowl, and I'll talk about the singing bowl before we do that. So if you want to join me, let's begin. Big deep breath in and hold. Beautiful. I will hit the singing bowl 3 times, and as I do that, if you think of just one thing to be grateful for in this moment, that immediately helps you raise your love vibration, and it allows you to receive messages from spirit, but also become a magnet for those things that you're grateful for as well. Now, not sure how loud this will be, so be wary of your ears, but I will hit it 3 times. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. She is singing and singing and singing tonight. So good to have everyone here. Let me put her back on her little shelf back here. She can watch over us. So hello, got our beautiful little pink quartz drop today joining us. Just imagine this little cat's going to start to play with it, you know. So hello, everybody. So good to have everyone here. And thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. All my Zen friends. And if you're new to my channel, new to these readings, welcome to you as well. We got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor, two things definitely that are helpful for this amazing adventure called humanity, right? So there's always room for more Zen friends. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. It's something everyone can do to show me a little love, show the channel a little love, and you're part of the love tsunami. It does help spread the Zen love and draws more people to hear the messages of love. So thank you guys so much. If you want to know how the whole process works, down in the description box of the video, has all the deets on donations, get first priority, free readings like 1 to 2 cards. We dive deeper for donations. We also get a fortune cookie with a donation after each reading. It's just an oracle card or a little saying card. Tonight we've got the Cosmic Energy Oracle. My host ordered a couple cards, which I'll talk about in a moment. But we're going to use those tonight. They're little saying cards, so we're going to use those. And if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box. We'd have the Venmo, the Cash App, the PayPal, and the Square as well. I don't have any set dollar amounts. So whatever you give from your heart, because I know everyone's cost of living is different, the rate of exchange is different across the world, and everyone's income varies too. So whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. After each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all the readings completed with timestamps. So be sure to check those out afterwards if you have to leave and come back after the session is ended. You'll see that there. Um, what was I going to say? There's some in my for all my sessions except for Sunday morning, 2.5 hours in, if I have not gotten to any free readings yet, I do step away from donations to complete free readings. So we get through to free readings every session, at least some of them, if not all. And then on Sundays, whatever I don't finish in my morning session, if I don't finish everything, I do come back in the afternoon and finish out everything. So that's why Sundays are different. What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that's the main skinny on the usual things. Um, I over the weekend, hope you guys had a happy Halloween weekend. We did have 12 giveaways of 15-minute person recorded readings. I have um completed 6 out of the 12, already 50%. And I do love it so much. I'm going to be doing some more giveaways for Thanksgiving weekend like I did for Halloween. So, bak bak, that sounds like a chicken. Turkey is more something different, right? I'm already getting giddy. Oh no. But so we have been busy doing those. I did hear from a couple. Those of you who I have not heard from yet, love is the most powerful force in the universe. You were a winner. Ashvin Ray. Amika Khan, I think, is in the house. If you're still here, Mika, you won. And New Love as well. Sudeshna, you did email me. I emailed you back. So just in case it went to your junk mail. And then, of course, Deb, she's going to be contacting me next week. So we did hear from all those. And then the full moon winner yesterday, it was yesterday, right? Yeah, today's Thursday, was Sarah Taylor. So congratulations, Sarah. Don't give up hope. We do have another reading coming up, a giveaway for a reading coming up on the new moon here in a couple weeks on November 20th. If you didn't see that come out, here is the little link for the newest. And all this information is down in the description box as well. And then, of course, my sale on all of my um, personal readings and my Hedge of Peace and Love. All of that is through the rest of the year. So if you weren't aware of that, we do have all those on sale. And it was last week we came out with a new Easier Path podcast series. And I just finished recording next week's today. I'm excited. That one will be coming out next week. There will start to be a little shorter. The last one has I've almost been an hour. This one is a little over 30 minutes, but we'll start to have it a little more pocket sized so that it's not, but it feels like these first three, it was three, right? Yeah, the first three have been very foundational. And even this fourth one, kind of foundational on some things that impact like every area of our lives. And then we'll get into more specifics and things as we go forward too. So I'm excited about this podcast series. I feel like I have a heart of a teacher, so it's my way of teaching and sharing information. So hope you guys enjoy. Blah blah. I think that's everything for right now. I am going to be using the Light Sears Tarot today, and I'm laughing because my host, she did buy me a Light Sears Tarot deck, and if you've been on my channel for a while, you will realize that I was also gifted a Light Sears Tarot from a dear friend of mine um, as well in the past, and I really let's see if I could do this. I really enjoy this deck because I had purchased one myself at one point too. So we got the three sisters here. Maybe these are the three fates. But we got the three sisters here today. And so I've joined all three decks together. We've got a huge, huge stack. So there's an opportunity to get multiple of the same card that can bring in a lot of, I guess, confirmations of things, but also different meanings of things too. So that's fun. It's fun. I'm excited. So she was like, "I hope you don't have this," and I'm like, "I, I'll take it because I'll put them all together." Um, but I have one, and then she got me this other one. This is the this little deck, the Cosmic Energy. They're really cute cards with little short messages on them. So we'll give away a fortune cookie with the donations for that, as I think I already mentioned. All right. So I think that's right. Then let's do some shout outs and then we'll get into the readings. So hello, we got Crescent Moon in the house. Hello, Crescent Moon. Good to see you. Always good to see you too. Livier just entered. Hello, my beautiful friend. We got Trampzilla. Hello, good to see you. And we have Maria P. Hello, Maria. Good to see you. And like I said, we have Mika Khan. Mika, if you are here, you are one of the winners of a 15-minute personal recorded reading. So be sure to check that out. If you have any questions, email me. We've got Tacho Love, and we have Jojo. Hello, Jojo. And Patricia, and Musical Beer as well. If you guys are still hanging out here from when you posted, gosh, what was that? Almost an hour ago? Over an hour ago. So hello, if you're back. All right. And anyone that's kind of hanging out that hasn't said anything, hello to you too. I know sometimes if I'm watching something, I don't necessarily participate in all the chatting, but hello, welcome. Glad to have you guys here too. All right. So let's gather here my donation list real quick, and then we'll get into it. Let's see here. So I think this is it here. So first we do have, of course, Johanna, and then Crescent Moon times 2, and then Maria P. I did get yours via Z PayPal, so we will jump over there in a moment as well. Hello, hello. I'm doing very good. Thank you guys so much for asking. It's been very busy. My host is doing well. This is what 2.5 weeks ago she had spine surgery, and very, very because they went in from the front and the back to move her pelvis up, and then also to align her back and put spacers. But we just had her appointment yesterday, her first post-op, and she's doing really good. They're like, "Oh my gosh, looks great, your incisions and everything." So she is doing well. We've been busy doing stuff. So it's definitely kept me out of trouble. That's a miracle. All right. So I got my stacks already here. I have 'em separated into 2 large ones. We'll see how that works. I might need to, and actually I don't think that's gonna work. Let's put it into 3 stacks. We'll do the 3 sisters here. All right, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and we'll put these here too. And let's get them all evened out to 3 equal stacks. All right, I think we got it. I know, right? Good news, good news. So let me see how am I gonna do this. I'll put these here, and I'm gonna use these boxes. I know, I'm just a mess for a moment here, but we'll be all set for the weekend because I'm gonna use these all over the weekend, I think. So we're we're all aligned here. Okay, we're good. All right. So let us start in here. So Jojo, you're up first at 16:36. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So we'll give that donation a love. Well, I'm gonna try it. There we go. A love and a like. Hello, hello. I am doing well. Hope you are doing well. And you like a general reading. We'll see what do we have going on here. All right. So let's shuffle up the first stack here and see what we got going on. So, what do you have for JoJo right now? Okay. Let's see, we do have this one and this one. Got these 4. What else? Okay. All right. And evidently those as well. So those will go on the bottom. These are all leading somewhere. All right. What do we have on the bottom of the deck here? All right, it's all forming itself here. We got 2 with 2, 1 underneath, 2 with 1 underneath, leading to 2. And you do have on the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Pentacles with your trusty wolfhound here. You know, the underlying energy, this does have to do with your physical world. And it was interesting when I read your question, immediately got something about not to worry about your health. Of course, disclaimer down in the description box, I'm not a medical professional, so always consult that. But if there's been something going on physically, know that it's going to you're going to um, heal from it quicker than anticipated. And I feel like there's just some things that are changing in your energetic field that are going to help with all that too. So I do feel like that is coming in here. Let's see what this is here. Your first 2 cards together are the 2 of Swords and the High Priestess. I like this here. Feel like you're really in this mood of connecting to the spirit world. And I feel like you've been really experiencing this conflict between the head and the heart, but I feel like you've been really sitting in the heart, and this conflict you're feeling, it almost feels like a separate entity to you right now. And it's because your mind is becoming, it's like you're really becoming aware of the difference between your higher self and your human self. And as you're connecting and allowing more of your higher self like to come into this um, space of vibration, like you're it's like you're making room in your humanness for more of your higher self. And because of that, it feels very distinct, the difference between our human concept and perception and the higher perspective. So it's almost like picture in picture is what they're showing me. You ever see like those big TVs and you have like the little small picture up here and you're focused on this big one? Well, it's been kind of flipping back and forth to where the big picture becomes your higher self and you're like, "Whoa." And it really is giving you like this perception of that your human mind is here and this is you here. And it's giving you this different, interesting perspective, if that makes sense. The underlying energy under that, yeah, the Page of Wands. This is that energetic upgrade, seeing things from this higher place, higher vibrational energies that are coming in there. Interesting. Yep. And then you have the Chariot card along with the Hierophant. So two major arcana coming in here. And this power of choice energy. Again, this black and white horse, instead of having one horse, you're realizing there's two parts of you here. And there's a lot of a focus on decisions being made and not judgmental awareness or anything like that. It's just the just information awareness, like, oh yeah, that's my mind choosing, not my high heart. Oh, interesting. And it's like you're really stepping into, I would feel like, this energy of observer, realizing the one that's witnessing things happen is who you really are, not the one that's this character, right? So very much this unique energy coming in here. Yeah, and the magician underneath this one. So really stepping into your power, realizing you have everything you need within you. But I also feel like it's a really, all this underlying energy. I feel like it is a very big time of manifestation where things come in very fast and come in very quick, as well. Big, quick, and you're like, whoa, you know. So it's like the planets aren't aligned, but it feels like you're aligning. Part of what's going on with your physical body too has to do with this increase in energy. So it's very important to focus on gratitude around health, not focusing on what we feel is wrong, because then we just expand, because whatever we're focusing on is expanding, especially with a super full moon and an earth energy Taurus yesterday. We're still going to be feeling that for a few days, right? Where all this is leading you here, yeah, the power of choice again with the Chariot and the Hermit, yeah. So this is all taking you to seeing this higher perspective and gaining a lot of clarity from spirit, in your daily life. And I feel like that's the big thing that's like summarizing it, is that you are having this awareness of choice and the difference between them, and how different you feel when you make a choice from the mind and rooted in fear, and when you're making a decision, and it almost doesn't even feel like a decision. It's like you're flowing with what is, with awareness. Um, so interesting. All right. So let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. So hopefully that helps right now for you, Jojo. For the Cosmic Energy Oracle, what else do they have here for you? These are little short and sweet messages. They're really great. Really great here. Yeah, look at this. You got hope. So the butterflies flying around here. Says hope is the light in the darkness. Never extinguish it. Beautiful. So I love that for you. So that is for your donation. So many blessings, my friend. Enjoy, rest well, and thank you for your donation. All righty. And then up next we have Crescent Moon, of course, times two. Hello. Your first one's 2424. Look at that. Where we got repetition popping up here. All right. So thank you so much for your first donation here. That sneak peek. Third eye, private eye. Hello, hello. So good to see you. Cheers to you. I didn't do a cheers yet, everybody. So we gotta do a cheers. All right. Good day. Yeah, with ADD Sag being so focused on their work lately, may please have a personal read for them for today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Absolutely. Cheers. And then we'll dive into number 2. So thank you for your first donation. Let's see what we got going on here. So this is stack 2. Let's see what we have here. So for today, let's step into their energy. Okay, thank you. What else? I feel like there's a lot under the surface today. Yeah, we got all that. All right. And then I can't believe it's already Friday tomorrow. So we got Friday, got this, and this one. Again, an extra. These connecting cards. And then Saturday and Sunday. These feel kind of combined. I feel like there's a lot joined together between the 2 days. We'll see what this is about. And those two, not those. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, makes sense here. We got bottom of the deck, we do have the 9 of Pentacles, which is a lot of independent energy to themselves, pocketed away kind of energy, hermity from the physical world, kind of energy. We'll see what that's about here. Because for today, the main card on the very top that made itself known first is the Judgment card, which is seeing things from a higher perspective. And we even have the Three of Wands, which is, again, it's a card of being pulled in a different direction with new information. And that with the combination of those two, the Judgment card is like getting a calling and realizing where my heart wants to take me, feeling a purpose of life and wanting to totally change things, which I almost feel like Three of Wands might be their representation of their life, at least up to this point. Doesn't mean that they can't alter and change kind of their energies, but seems like it's always about reroute, reroute, reroute. It's like I'm hearing that GPS. You passed at the earliest convenience, make a U-turn. Oh, now you make it go this route. No, go this route. Detour, detour, detour. A lot in their life here, which is very ADD, of course. But the Three of Wands really feels that way. Let's see what's going on here. Because it almost feels as if they're like, oh God, I know what I want to do with my life energy. But we've heard it all before 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 times. And it does feel like, you know, this new passion, this new thing, right? Underneath the surface, yeah. What is my dream come true with the Star card? You know, yes, yes, yes. The Three of Pentacles. Being true to my authentic self and creating something. Yes, yes, yes. This is so me kind of energy, right? Which the Eight of Swords comes to this reflection. And they are in this reflective period, which makes sense because, they are kind of looking at what of my own thoughts and beliefs have made me feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. And, you know, maybe this isn't what I'm to be doing. Maybe this is what I am to do kind of energy, right? So very, very, how does this feel? It doesn't feel like, it feels exciting. Like I'm excited about maybe this is what I can do with my life kind of energy. They're reminding me like today, been talking to a friend of mine and I do past life readings, but I've never done past life regression. And so we're going to try that out sometime in the future. Because I'm not a hypnotherapist, I'm not licensed, not anything like that. And I was like, I wonder what this is all about. I wonder what it takes to become a past life hypnotherapist. And so I was looking, Google AI and all this information. And for a moment, it was exciting, but then it started to feel overwhelming too. This is and I feel like that's the kind of energy they're getting. Like, I could do this and this and this and this and this, and then they go like, oh, it's starting to feel like a burden, and then that's when they release it. And that's the kind of energy I feel like they're excited, but this feeling of, oh God, oh God, oh God, comes in with it all too. So if that makes sense. So we'll see here. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Friday, yeah, King of Pentacles, more of a grounded day. and this is that energy that I was picking up of, um, but it's like it becomes like this three of wands going this other direction takes on like fast life for Christian. So there is this energy of like, what about my security? It's like with the inner child starts to go, that's scary. I don't know about that. That's the unknown. We don't like going to the unknown. And then that starts the little kind of energy. And I feel like tomorrow they return back to a solid, what I do know, this groundedness. They kind of come back to earth, right? They go off in their rocket ship and come back to earth. Below the surface tomorrow, yeah, King of Wands. What is it that I want to do? Let me put a plan together. The Four of Cups, yeah. Returning back to the boredom, the secure energy, and the Emperor, which is like the King of Wands, which both of these energies are. But what do I want? And let me put a plan together. Let me not take action. Let me put a plan together. Then I'll take action, kind of thing tomorrow. But tomorrow definitely feels like a more grounded, come back to the planet, come out of the, orbit and, uh, come back to here. Yeah. Two of Pentacles, balance, head in the clouds, but anchored down below. So it feels good. It feels like they're getting used to this, you know. I can have dreams, but let's not just totally uproot my life and change things on a whim. Let me really ground myself. And tomorrow feels like a grounding energy that's coming in here. For the weekend, Saturday, we've got, yeah, rest. Four of Swords, let go of expectations, and let me just get really grounded. And it's a restful kind of meditate, simmer energy on Saturday with Sunday. Yeah, coming back to that Three of Pentacles we got earlier, which is about creativity, being true to my authentic self, the other three of creativity and wanting to birth some things, and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, what is my dream come true? Like the Star card kind of energy that comes in here. I feel like they kind of put everything to rest on Saturday, but they're kind of returning back to the excitement of Sunday. Um, but I don't feel like Saturday is like boring rest, sitting and taking care of themselves. I feel like they're putting their mind to rest because it's a very busy day of activity. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff to go to and attend and run here, errands, preparing. I feel like they're helping with something, but it feels like it doesn't feel friend. It feels family. It doesn't feel like work related. It doesn't feel like friend kind of stuff. It feels like family obligation. Get together, run here, run there, get this, get that. There might be some sort of gathering of celebration, birthday, something they're preparing for. Underlying energy, yeah, Three of Cups, gatherings and togetherness, their tribe, all these threes, my goodness. And the Knight of Cups, yeah. This is the movement of love, but this isn't romantic at all. It's all about, family kind of energy, which is interesting. Well, maybe because they only feel that way towards some of their family. Because I'm like, I feel like they're like, yeah, it's family. It'd be like La Familia. When I spent time in Texas, that was very much this, family is life kind of energy. But also they're just like, well, these few are my life. The rest of them, I could not be around. But I feel like they're doing all of this because it's one of the special family members that they feel is special, some sort of celebration for them. And so they're going out of their way for this. which is leading them to, yeah, back to work, going into next week with the 8 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, feeling like I'm competitive, but also working in a group trying to achieve a goal here. There's a lot of work going on next week. And the Queen of Swords is a balancing between head and heart. So it feels like they are unsettled with the job that they're doing. Um, and I feel like that has to do with they've achieved something that they were wanting to achieve and get into a position, and they're just like not feeling the excitement that they thought they would, right? Oh, yeah, right. It's like, because I was like, they're like La Familia. Well, these three, the rest of them, screw you. It's like, wow, okay. And it's because the other people are trou not troublemakers. He sees them as troublemakers always. In his mind, these other people are trying to make him look bad and always nitpicking, and anytime he has a celebration of something, they find something that would have been more, "Well, yeah, that's great, but" there's always a but. They always butt in, and he wishes they would butt out. Too funny. Let's take a look here. Let's see what the fortune cookie comes in for him right now. But it feels good. I mean, it feels like they're a little unsettled. They're wanting a feeling of living instead of just existing. So there's a little bit of that wonderful transformative energy where we're like, well, maybe I need to work harder to get what I think I'm supposed to feel from something. You're like, all right, go ahead. Try that. Once you get to like exhaustion, you realize this stuff can't make me feel good, right? Yeah, they do. This is that caged feeling. Release past burdens and embrace new beginnings. So they very much are wanting to get out of this cage and to fly free with this energy. So I like that. So that's what they have for the first one there. So let's grab your timestamp here for number 2. You're at 37:45. So here is for both here. Let me get rid of that 2 for the note afterwards. There we go. So thank you for your dual donations. And let's take a look here. So number 2. There it is. Deep dive tea read on the energy check regarding the Thanksgiving, the upcoming tower moment and communication. Yeah, let's take a look here. See what we got going on here. Yeah, I didn't even got the tea cards over here. They didn't call out to be used in your first one. Let's take a look here. So we got pile number 3. So Thanksgiving, boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then the upcoming tower moment, 3, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm in these threes, right? And then communication, 1 and 2 and 3, but doot, doot, doot. We have these 2, and there's 1. It's counting down 3, 2, and oh, okay. Thank you. They go, and we have a T card for the 1, 3, 2, and what comes in here? Because this is all about communication. Here we go. And that'll be the T. All right. Yes, I know, right? Cheers to you. Thank you. Reminder. Guess it's not really staying hydrated since it's coffee, but at least it keeps the whistles wet. All right. Let's see what's going on with Thanksgiving for him here, right? So, yeah, the King of Cups. There's this very balanced energy coming in here. What? What? How is this possible? Maybe it's all the food. He's going to be in a food coma. Wow, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. I feel like these are the important people. And then the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit kind of energy that's coming in here. But it feels like it's a very, it feels like it's a small Thanksgiving celebration with just the few. Hmm. There is some sort of, I don't know if there's some sort of, it's conflict, but I don't, it's timing conflict. Mm. So they are not able to have Thanksgiving with the family as the whole group. So he actually does they do a separate, there's something where they all can't do it on Thanksgiving like they normally do. And so they end up having like a small Thanksgiving, just the little ones that like each other. Because everyone else is like all spread out for some reason. There's just something that doesn't allow a lot of travel for them individually. I don't feel like it's national or anything. I'm like, maybe you should look. Is this going to be? Is this what is this? It doesn't feel like anything like um, that's worldwide or nationwide or anything like that. It just feels individual. Something going on where people are like, "Oh, we can't go," and blah 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 blah, and and but it doesn't feel conflicting like it's a fight. It feels like dates are conflicting and other things are conflicting, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we'll get together. We'll do Christmas or whatever." So it feels very small and just a few people, because that's why this King of Cups and Queen of Pentacles, it very nurturing, balanced energy. It doesn't feel, and it feels really slow going, like, yeah, there's not a whole lot of, like, hectic things around it. It's just like, "Yeah, let's do something simple. Just the 3 of us or just the 4 or 5 of us." But, I feel like there's 3 major, him and 2 others, and it's male and female, so I'm not sure if that's a couple or not, but it does feel very maternal and paternal kind of energy, fatherly, motherly energy. But, so it feels very interesting, whatever this is that's coming up. But again, it doesn't feel like something blew up and people are mad at each other. It's just, "Oh, we can't make it. This happened. Our car broke down," or "We have to be here for this, and so we're not gonna be able to be 2 places at the same time. We're gonna go here this year, but we'll be there for Christmas if that's good." It's all that working everything out where it just feels like it's very sparse, if that makes sense. So, all right. So that's what we have for that. And then the tower, what do we have coming in here? Yeah, we got the Ace of Cups energy here. We do have the 10 of Swords. Yeah, here's that tired of pleasing everyone else. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. And the 7 of Wands. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. 7 of Wands is like a sun not asking permission to shine, being true to oneself, and this Ace of Cups is all about self-love too. So this energy here of this tower, let's pull a when card here, because it feels like with this Thanksgiving, because this is Thanksgiving that we got the tower before, right? And it feels like this, whatever's happening around this period of time doesn't involve their tower moment. At least that's not what's causing the little small sparse Thanksgiving. It feels like um, because of the smallness, they're able to talk about stuff, and that brings in this. I just now not happy anymore, right? That I'm just not happy doing this stuff. So I was thinking about doing this, and so they're able to really have like a heart to heart, like deep conversations, because there's just like a small two, or like I said, there's like them and 2 other people. I feel like there's like maybe 2 younger children or teenagers or someone, and they're all off in their little playing games or whatever anyway. So they're there, but they're not there, if you know what I mean. So I feel like they're able just to really have a heart to heart and share some stuff, that's coming in there, right? Yeah. Well, this one's October 21st to November 21st. It is the Page of Cups. So it's still around this time frame, but, I know Thanksgiving is like the 27th or whatever this year. But, I feel like this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces seasons, and this is about, following the heart, though. So, I feel like they're just confirming here because the dates, they already confirmed in my head, and but they wanted it to really be the focus. This is the sharing of the heart during Thanksgiving with these other, you know, King of Cups and Queen of Pentacles, a very nurturing couple where they just feel like I can just bare my soul, and they're like, "You should, talk through what you would do. What do you wanna do? How do you wanna do that?" And I feel like they kind of support this change in their life, which I feel like, kind of kicks in there. Interesting. So it's like they're initiating their tower, and the tower moment feels here like it's an internal tower of I'm going to make this change. I'm going to go for this. I'm going to do this, um, kind of thing. Let's see what that spawns with the communication here. Yeah, Seven of Cups. A lot of emotional choices here. King of Swords. A lot of getting into their head, thinking through things, and the balance between the two. Yeah. Justice card. Seeing things from a higher perspective, balancing things out here. And it does feel like there's this I just feel like you are one of those people that helps them see the different sides of things, and they think of you and going, "You know who would really help me balance and see things from, like, you know, a different a different place, and help me see the potholes and any holes in things in the boat that I would sink. They're really good at helping me see those things. And I feel like that's like a big piece of it is like you're a grounding, balancing factor for them. And they're like, I could really use that balance. Like, okay. Which leads to, yeah, we've got the Page of Pentacles. We got this opportunity and gathering a celebration energy coming in here too. What is this energy? Let's see, what's this leading to the fortune cookie? Yeah, group dynamics. This is interesting because this says group dynamics are shifting. Yeah, the busy ants. And this is different because I don't know if we've gotten this before where I feel like they wanna invite you to something, a gathering, and, um, 'cause so they wanna contact you to help balance, but then they also wanna invite you to some sort of celebration. Oh, could it be their birthday? There's Sagittarius, their birthday's coming up, right? And then I feel like they want to invite you to that because the group dynamics are changing, which makes sense with the Thanksgiving changing. It does feel like there's a lot of things that are changing, right? Ah, very good. Well, that would make sense because it felt like a couple, but not a couple, like a romantic couple. So that makes sense. They feel very uh, kind of grounded energies. So yeah, and it feels like this is like the conversation is, "Hey, how are you? Blah blah blah. I want to invite you to my birthday party," or it's some sort of celebration energy. and then they're hoping that they can talk to you either, like, before that happens or, but they're, like, trying to kind of feel out if they, because 'cause they're, like they feel bad that they haven't really been in contact, and then, of course, they're, like, wanting something, right? Like, their motive, their ulterior motive is, "I want to have you be that person you are for me," kind of energy, which, I don't know, they're not gonna make huge changes, in how they function in life, right? And I think we've talked about that already. It's like, don't fall in love for who you think, you know, not who you think you could make them, but who they could become. Look at who they are now, warts and all, right, as they say, and just go, could I be with someone like this and not kill them? So, interesting, interesting, that they're bringing that up because I feel like, you just kind of have to learn how they function um, and how they would be on a regular basis that way, and that they're like, it ain't changing anytime soon. Um, so it's kind of like, which kind of like letting go of expectations, right? And seeing, how would I see life on a day-to-day basis? And is this something that I really want, right? Not that they're trying to deter you. I feel like they're just saying, just walk in with it with your eyes open. If that's what you want, that's great. It's like sometimes people want a challenging company to work for a challenging company. They're like, but the rewards are worth it to me. And so I'll go work for this challenging company. Other people are like, nope, I'll rather go do this. So it's interesting. And we do have the bottom of the deck I did not even talk about, which is the moon card, which is the revelation of emotions. It's emotions are going to be bubbling up and they are going to reveal. Um, and I feel like this is for you. It's really going to be opening you up and making you realize, what do I want? There's like this little return to you kind of energy. See what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Yeah. You have to embrace change and welcome new possibilities. And that doesn't mean change of person. It can, but it's also, I feel like you have to be comfortable with running on a bunch of different tracks and a lot of consistent change because they don't, consistency for them is not a strong suit, right? That's why, you're a good anchor for me. And you're like, yeah, I'm a good balancer for you, but I don't want to be like a crutch or a cane, right? So very interesting energies, right? Hopefully that helps and gives you a little bit there. I see you made another donation, so we'll circle back. If you have additional questions, we can include them in there as well. Whoops, I don't know why I did that just now. I pasted it in the wrong place. Here, let me get rid of that over there. Bretta Zen. I'll just remove that. That way it doesn't confuse. I was supposed to put it over here, not in the chat. So I put you on the list here. So that is that, and we'll circle back around. Hey, Tim Legem. Welcome, welcome. All right, yeah, we'll pull a couple cards for that as well. We got a Teshi. Singh is in the house as well. So hello, good to see you. Let's just check my little list here. See anyone else come in? We got Marie Celentine. Hello, Marie, and Happy Pill. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. Welcome. All right. Well, we will go back to stack number one here of the Light Seers Tarot. We'll continue on. We have a few more. We got Maria P up next, and then back to Crescent Moon. That's it for donations right now. So if we have no others, we'll be jumping into free readings here in a moment, if that is the way it stays. All right. So, Maria P, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation via Z PayPal. There is your timestamp. And let's go over to your questions over here. All right. So let's give this a shuffle. One more. Take a quick sip too. Cheers to you. All right. So Wally's feelings and thoughts towards you today. Let's take a look here. Feelings and thoughts. Boom, boom. And his thoughts on your date yesterday, lunch and dinner. Wow. I'm full. All right. Let's see what's here. What's coming towards us? All right. Thank you. Oops. And those two. Okay. Updates on the dark side. Okay. And then in the date when we were under the moon. Oh, yeah, right. The full moon. Oh, he said, you don't know what the future can bring for us. You don't know. You don't know. What are the thoughts? What was going through his head when he said that, right? All right. We'll see what we can find out here. All right. Let us dive in, see what we got. So first of all, Wally's feelings. Yeah, Three of Swords. That is the fear of being disappointed, being a disappointment. And that makes sense more from their brain, but it's their heart that is fearing heartbreak and feeling, those fears that are below there. So that there's that fear we've talked about. Oh yeah, because you had a reading, right? Yeah, you're on my list, right? Yeah, you had you were one of the winners. We talked a little bit about that in that reading. Their fears overall, right? Yeah, and their mind is the dream come true. The Nine of Cups. What is the dream come true? And they're afraid to mention what the dream is and to talk about things because then that means it's like if you talk about it, it doesn't happen. They kind of, I don't know if they're superstitious, but more so it's fear based that when I've talked about things I've cared about, it was taken away before, right? So I like that energy. I know it almost sounds unhealthy, but it's they how do they say? You only are afraid to lose things that you care about. Otherwise, you wouldn't care. You'd be like, "Oh well, bye," kind of energy. So, I like that. His thoughts on your date yesterday? Wow. Yeah, and look, you got the moon card. There's the full moon. Both of you were howling at the moon yesterday. Maybe that's why you needed 2 meals. You dogs, you. Anyway, that's the big you got 2 other cards for it too, but there was that big emotional, everything is expanded during, a full moon. It was a super full moon. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles, this equal giving and receiving energy, and the 7 of Wands being true to one's authentic self. There was a bit of bravery here that came in, and I feel like they were a bit more bold with this energy. But overall, I feel like it's a positive energy that's here because it feels like they were more open to giving and receiving and to opening up a bit with this full moon energy because that's like allowing the emotions from below the surface to bubble up. So I feel like you might have sensed a little bit of a deeper emotional connection with them yesterday, right? Um, what's coming towards you guys? King of Swords, a lot of communication, a lot of talking. The King of Swords that rolls over the sword suit with the Queen, but is the master of communication because all kings get a second portion. So there are 2 times the thinking, but this isn't I don't feel like this is you guys are stuck in your head. This is like a lot of conversation, a lot of talking, a lot of interactions, that's coming towards you guys. Um, yeah, and I feel like you guys talk about your fears of lack, of being abandoned, being left behind. So I feel like there is gonna be some sharing of things because I feel like it's time to talk about our fears and talk about what we want and what we don't want. I feel like this comes up in that communication. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles, what you're wanting to work towards. There's even a little bit of dream energy here about this is what I wanna work towards. So they're revealing a little bit more, again, when you start to share stuff that means something to you, you're afraid the other person you care about is gonna go, "Oh, that's stupid," because that's what they've heard in the past. "Oh, you can't do that. You're not good enough." They've heard all that stuff from family and exes and everyone else, right? So but I feel like they're ready to start communicating and start opening up and speaking things here too. Yeah, and the King of Pentacles, that's coming in here too. The sense of worth, this planning of the outside world. I just feel like there is this switch and change because I feel like you've changed. I feel like you have made some decisions inside that that energy. They can sense the change that you're back is what I feel like they would say to you. You're back. There you are. Because they felt like you were distracted, you were somewhere else, but they feel like you're back, so they're feeling like, "Okay." And I feel like that's what we went into this we'll talk about, the other thoughts here. What about the dark side? Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. There's this energy of this fullness of life energy, that's there, and I I feel like this is what they're wanting, a fullness of life that they've never had, and I feel like what they're a lot about what the dark side, when they're looking at this, they're looking at what they wish they could have had and what they ended up with, and how everything kind of, blew up. But I feel like they're back into this is the dream. I feel like and that's like this, tapestry back here. The darkness has helped them see clearly what they do want. Without it, it would just all blend, but they're looking at that kind of, "This is what this has showed me," kind of energy. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's dive into this is what we really wanna know. When you were under the moon, the little moon kiss, he said, "You don't know what the future can bring for us." Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. And the Sun. 2 of the most abundant, brilliant, major arcana cards too, that you don't know, and even the 10 of Pentacles. Just all of this just feels like all of that. This is what life could bring us. You don't even know. You don't know, you know. It feels positive. The Judgment card. It's like they're almost thinking that it could be, um what our future could be together could be something that you can't even imagine, because the Judgment card is seeing things from a bigger perspective. It's like, "I really wanna go to Disneyland," and they're like, "Disneyland? Yeah, that's like my dream, Disneyland." And you're like, "Have you ever been to Disney World or Euro Disney?" And you're like, "What?" Because we didn't even you don't even know. That's the kind of Disney World. It's like, you know, 50 Disneylands. It's like, "Really?" And you just that I feel like that's what they're looking at here. Yeah, and the Page of Wands, taking things to a whole new level kind of energy. But I do feel like this was sparked by that energy of you're back. You're back. I feel you're back with me and you're not looking for exits and looking at other people. It's like in a restaurant. Have you ever been? I'm sure you have. You're like, yeah, where you like, let's say you're on a date with someone, and it's someone that you've been on several dates with, and you're talking to them, and all they're doing is looking behind you and around. Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like looking around, and you're like, I'm right here. And that's the kind of energy they kind of felt like you might have been. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of not here and here, right? But now they feel like you're back. And them too. They've been a bit distracted, but I feel like things are calming down in their life, things are calming down in your life. And so both of you are, to that place. So I like that. Let's see what your fortune cookie comes in here. Yeah. Prosperity. I mean, you can't. It's exactly what we were looking at before here. And prosperity comes from hard work and a love for life. Yeah, that's that prosperous energy that you're getting there. So it's amazing once we put all our energy and we commit to something, then the change of energy when we doubt that and expectations, that changes everything. It starts downward spiraling it. What's not happening in this, we start nitpicking at everything that's wrong in something, then it just gets bigger and bigger in an ugly way, right? But instead, if we focus on what we're grateful for, what we love about someone, that expands and changes our whole experience too. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Oh, you did put your extra questions there, Crescent Moon. I decided just now. All right. So Crescent Moon, let's circle back around. We got your additional timestamp here. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. All right. So let's just clarify what these changes are that they're thinking of and will when they'll take action. Make a donation. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your additional donation here, and we'll do a deep dive here into what we can find out here. There's a shuffle to stack number 2. Cheers. So these big changes. Thank you. What does this have to do with? What areas of life? It's like we got 2 and 2 and 2. Let's see what these are all about. It's like stages. Stages of change. There's another set of 2 leading to 1. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. 12, 22, 21. What happened back in 2021, right? I don't know. We'll see here. All right. So we do have the 2 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, which is about, again, that balancing energy that we had, coming in there. They're really trying to find something that makes sense of the mind, but also of the heart too. Because when they live from the mind, they feel very like they're existing, but they feel like if I live from my heart, I'm going to lose everything else. Like, you know, home and vehicle and possessions and money and they're like, I want both. So they're trying to find something that can be both. Um, and I feel like this is career and life purpose energy that comes in here. And we'll see what else here too. I was just trying to sit into their heart in the other areas, but they've got this I could live anywhere energy. And love feels a little foggy because they start saying, and I could have anyone in my life. I could, I feel like he wakes himself up as he's saying it, going, I could make a relationship work with any. Well, no, I can't. I need to be with someone that can put up with me, is what they end up saying. That's funny. All right, let's take a look here. Because the first card is the Magician card, which is this I need to express the magic within me. Now I'm getting that song from um what is it? The Bellas, the It's the acapella, movie. I forget it, but they're like, I got a dream in me, that when the boys are singing that, that's the song that's playing in my head, it's like, but he's the one that when it all slows down and he's singing, it's like, "This is me, I've gotta live my dream, I gotta sing my song, I gotta have my moment." And I feel like they're in that kind of energy of, um, it just feels like, "What am I waiting for? I gotta live my dream," kind of energy, I feel like is coming in. Let's see what that we've got all these we got 4 sets of 2, let's see what these are here. Yeah, I do feel here, I got the World card, which is an ending of a major cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, and the 8 of Pentacles. I had a feeling like they wanna go back to school. Whatever it is that they wanna do, it requires them going back to school and getting a different degree and heading in a different direction. Psychology is what's coming in, counseling, and I'm like, "Well, it's usually the most screwed up people make the best counselors." But a bunch, I feel like that is something that he would say. But it feels like I want to do this because I want to be able to help people. And I feel like this can help, whatever this is he's going back to school from, if it's not psychology, it's that desire to help and, do that, but it would require going back to school. That's kind of the thing that they're like, "Ugh," but they're like, "Why wait? Why not?" So I feel like part of this dream is their career and doing something, because I feel like they're in sales or they're in some sort of very competitive career that requires a lot of work and a lot of competitiveness and you're it's not like you're manipulating people, but your sales can feel manipulative if you're trying to convince people to buy something that you're not committed to yourself, right? It's like if you were wanting to do something like we were talking about, if I went into like past life regression, hypnotherapy, I would believe in it so much that I would be passionate about it and I wouldn't try to sell it to people that didn't need it. I'd just be telling people, if you want to like understand so much of what's bubbling below the surface, it's a fun adventure to discover. That's different than, trying to put together an advertising campaign to get people to buy. It's like that's the difference in their heart. They're like, I could do this because their energy of a Sagittarius really helps, like, as a sales kind of person, but the, it doesn't fulfill them, right? So that's one part. What else is here? They got Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Yeah, they definitely want success and coin. And this is good. This is about a sense of worth, that comes in here too. And I feel like that is something that's transforming because they're realizing I can have money, 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 but it doesn't bring me happiness. And there is this change of definition of what abundance means to them too. But they still want the coin. It's still part of the equation. But there is this underlying, I feel like they kind of just, oh yeah, and money, gotta put that on the list. They didn't think about it. They just kind of wrote dollar sign. Yeah, what do I want in life? Well, I want to be able to do this. I want a career that I can that I it's like it's me sharing me with the world. Oh, and then money, dollar sign, and they move on, but they didn't really put a whole lot of thought into what that means, right? Because I feel like if they do go to counseling, they're going to discover, whoa, this is an inner child thing that, oh, I'm going to question this. I feel like that is what would happen with this if they did that. We have the 9 of Pentacles and yeah. So we knew that this was coming, being alone or being with someone, you know, And this is an interesting thing because I feel like they do want love, but and they've got this fear of being alone, but they also are kind of looking at if I can't be happy alone, then I can't be happy with someone else. So I need to learn to be happy by myself before I go to this other thing, this other thing, relationship. And it's interesting that the Lover's card is Gemini's, but look at, I don't know if you can see on their shoulder there, that's Sagittarius. That's the Archer, and the Lover's card is Gemini. It's not an Archer. So it's interesting that that's showing up on there. But it's about being, that is part of the change too. So it does feel like it's like every area of their life. I'm ready for change. I'm ready for finding something that balances both my head and my heart instead of just doing what I feel like with that 10 of swords they had, doing what pleases everyone else, right? What other area of their life? We got the Queen of Wands and the Four of Swords. There is this health energy here. I need to be able to rest. I need to not, the Queen of Wands is about a focused energy, and the Four of Swords is a rest. I feel like that is that exhaustion. Like I said before, maybe I just need to work harder. It's like, no, you're going to head towards like a physical or nervous breakdown, right? And so I feel like for their health too, that their uh, anxiety, I feel like they have stomach problems, a lot of worry, a lot of ulcers, not to the extent of like IBS or something like that, but I feel like they do get like maybe ulcers or um, burning in throat. What is that called? Re- Not reflex, whatever that is, kind of energy. So I feel like there's time to calm down, and they're realizing, I'm going to, head in this, you know, direction. So I like that they're like, I got to make some changes because this is just ridiculous. Yeah, and the Knight of Cups. So they do want to move romantically, of course. They want to follow their heart, though. I feel like that's the big piece of the Knight of Cups being there, is that they want to pursue their heart. They want to be able to live from their heart and not from their mind here. And you had asked when too, right? Yeah. So let's take a look here. Let's see schooling. Let's can we get a timing on the schooling? Can we get a timing on um, the lovers, of course? Timing on the health. The money, I don't feel like they don't want any additional information on that. Yeah. Four of Wands energy on the bottom of the clarifying deck is the joyful gathering celebration energy. It's the marriage card too, but it's about celebration and harmony. Let's see what we got here. I know you want to start with the lovers, but we're going to start in order. It's like, got to save the best for last. Well, it's not going to be the health will be the last. But the schooling and this big change here, we got the 6 of Wands, which is August 12th to February 9th. So we're in that period right now with the victory, the movement, the energy that goes forward there. Sorry. I feel like you're taking off a flip flop and throwing it at me. Whoopsh, poof, Greta. um, and then, so I feel like they're in that period right now. So that could happen at any moment here. But it is about victory. Career is leadership and confidence. It is Jupiter in Leo, which is a victory kind of energy that comes in. For lovers, we have January 21st to February 19th. Yeah, this is Aquarius season. The World card, which is a ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. Um, so based on current energies, it's like that's but that's not when the conversations and all that happen, right? This is when they make a choice to move forward, which is funny because that's Valentine's Day falls in between January 21st and February 19th. Did you know that Valentine's Day is 2 days after my birthday? Well, that makes sense. That's why I'm such a love-filled person. Not anyway, yeah.
No, no, no. 1,000 times no.
But that makes sense. Looks like Valentine's Day too, right? All right. And then health energy is September 23rd to October 22nd. That's interesting with the justice card coming in here, you know, with the because it's like it's overdue. It's uh in fact, I feel like they just from September 23rd to October 22nd, they went to the doctor and they're like, you got to balance stuff because this isn't getting any better. It's, we can give you more stronger this for acid reflux. That's what it's called. Thank you. And, we can give you this stuff for your ulcer, but it's going to keep coming back and getting worse if you don't do something about the cause, kind of thing. Um, so, um, and that's interesting because I feel like they recommended, like, you might, because if it's anxiety, you might, see like a see counseling or something like that. They can just give you tools. I feel like the doctor was trying to nudge him to like pursue, you know, um, going to counseling. Um, and I feel like that's why they are thinking of going back to school to become a counselor because I feel like they are thinking that it can um, because they love that idea of helping people and how it can impact every area of your life, and I just feel like they're uh, rethinking their career and going, it's not too late, it's never too late. So maybe they did go to a counselor too and they really liked him. Let's see what else we have here. I think that was everything, right? When will they take action? Yeah. All right. Let's see what the fortune cookie is for this one. We've got acceptance. Yeah. Stepping through the door, right? Accept others and yourself. Welcome new opportunities. So I like it. They're starting with them, right? Um, and then moving forward. But it does feel like the things they were saying sounded very counsel-ish, right? Like if you can't be happy with yourself, how you can't be happy with someone else. Wow. Wow. That's funny. But hopefully that helps. That's what they got there for you, Crescent Moon. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I greatly appreciate those. You are very welcome. I'm excited. It does feel like they're ready to make a change, which is good. The thing with fire plus ADD is keeping the fire going when the wind and the storms come. That's the hardest thing, is to stick with it, you know? But I feel like they've just been this frustration's just been building, building, building in them too, so, alright. So, many blessings, my dear. Cheers to you. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Alright. Maria P, thank you for your additional donation via Z PayPal. Let's grab that one here. There we go. Cheers. There's both of yours there. And we'll go to stack number 3 here. Yes, I'm back. And I wouldn't change it. All right. Oh, wow. Sorry, I was just reading your little with, with the J man here. Hmm, wow. And that's amazing because that kind of action is like, "Nope. Bzz, bye, gotta go." Bye. Zim, zim, zim. Whoosh. All right. So let's take a look here. Yes, oh, that's what you said. Yes, I get it now. I'm back and I wouldn't change it. And you talked a lot yesterday. Yeah. And I feel like you guys are going to just talk a ton next week too. In the next couple weeks too. So he tried to get in, he left him hanging. So his thoughts now, let's look what were his thoughts when it was happening. Sorry, I feel a little mischievous. I just want to know what their thoughts were like, whoa. And then now their thoughts uh, afterwards. And then upon reflection. And then Wally's message to you. Okay. And plans on the dark side. Okay. So, Jeff, when you took off, sorry, go back to work. Bye. Yeah, because he was like, "What?" Because 10 of Cups was on his mind. He was thinking, well, maybe this, right? King of Cups. This is an energy here. Let me see. Let me just look at all the cards here. Yeah, the Two of Wands, plans, trying to plan things, temperance. But this Two of Wands is the two people, right? And the Temperance card is the two cups. So it wasn't gonna be a this 10 of Cups and this King of Cups is looking at you as, someone that, is a good fit for me, and we could try this, but you're not the only one. They're like, "Let's see how things unfold. Let's see what things go this route." And the Temperance card is kind of like, "I'm not gonna rush into anything. I'm just gonna take time and see what would unfold," kind of energy. Feel like that's something they would do before, um, they treated you as you were an option, and that wouldn't change, so I feel like that's good, but I feel like they were a bit surprised because I had all these plans, and I wanted to tell you all that and, oh, so they were kinda, thinking that they were gonna be able to it's like preparing a PowerPoint presentation for a meeting, and the meeting gets canceled. Oh, that's the kind of feeling that I have. What are his thoughts now that he's had time to reflect? Yeah, he's off into his head, King of Swords. That's you know, like we got the King of Swords for you guys communicating a lot between you and Wally. This is they're in their head, just analyzing what happened, and they're confused because I feel like you might have unintentionally or maybe mostly unintentionally led them on as you were communicating with them. Um, like you gave them hope, like, oh, maybe you do want to get back together. And now they're kind of confused because you're like, psh, you kind of now it's all turned off. And they were like, I thought we were connecting, but now we're disconnected, right? Because you're back, right? Yeah, the Ace of Wands, it's interesting. They're a little bit fiery as far as a little angry, but also a little because they're hurt, right? Like I just got rejected. But also it kind of they like the hunt and they're like, oh, you're playing hard to get, is what they thought there. You ever see Twilight where they're playing baseball and because uh Edward jumped in front of her to protect him, it it triggered that hunter vampire to really want to hunt her. that is what triggered here is this, "Ah, you wanna play hard to get." I get it. I feel like that's part of their little thinking going, "Oh, no, you're not rejecting me. You're just playing hard to get because they can't believe that you would tell them no." You know? That's funny. Alright, and then Wally's message to you. Yeah, we got the Justice card, seeing things from a higher perspective, cut away our fears, cut away those old things. Yeah. Dream come true energy with the Star card. And the Tower, the fear of the dream ending. And I do feel like their message to you would be to tell you that um they've been holding back because they are afraid. If I commit to you being my dream come true, then I fear that you would leave me. It comes back to that. And I feel like this is what they would want to tell you is my biggest fear is that I open my heart and you rip it out and you throw it on the ground and you stomp on it like other people. And even though I don't think that's who you are, that's what I'm afraid that suddenly this is who you would be. And like all the others. And I don't feel like you're like the others, but my fear is that I don't see it and that you would do this like everyone else had. Why wouldn't you if everyone else had? I feel you're different, but maybe I'm being stupid? um, so interesting, right? And then plans on the dark side. We do have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So here's that house energy that's coming in here and how to get out of this feeling blinded and bound and trapped and restricted with the home. So there is this plan of how to escape these binds underneath the surface. Yeah. I want to be able to, yeah, create a solid foundation. And with the Page of Pentacles, too, this is all about creating something new outside of all that. But it's all about the financial backing of the plans because plans are all good, but if there's no budget for it, there's no success in the plans, right? So I feel like that's the big piece of the dark side of leaving the situation and getting out of on their own and away from it all. It's like, how can I make all of this work? Kind of energy. So let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Let me just put all those back in there. Let's see what else they have here. What a change of events. It's amazing how fast energy changes by our power of choice, right? So, freedom comes from inner liberation. Yeah, it starts from the inside and works its way out, right? So I love it. I love it. I love it. Is that a kite? Don't know what that is. Interesting. So that's what they have for you, Maria. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Many blessings to you for your dual donation. All right. Then we have Alex Featherstone. Thank you so much for your donation. Put that out here. Hey Ken, welcome, welcome. Did you get your link for your reading? I finished that earlier today and sent that off to you. So if you have that, so that's what they have. All right, and then Tim said hello to you. I think that was it. I don't think anyone else has come in to say hello. All right, so let's dive in here, Alex. We'll go to the first stack here. Let's give your donation a love and a like since it lets me here. And you want to know, how does Ian feel about you? All right, let's take a look here. See what we can find out. When we're asking about how other people feel or how other people think about us, something that Spirit reminds us every once in a while is that we don't see the world as we are. I mean, as it is, we see the world as we are. So when we look at other people, our thoughts and feelings toward them are really kind of tinted with our feelings towards ourselves and our past. So, always take it with a grain of salt when we're, looking at the, you know, um, how other people are feeling. And we'll also look about how they're thinking, because our heart and mind are two different entities, right? Our heart can be feeling something in our mind. That's why we're so conflicted as humans, because we've got like this mind with all these thoughts and fears and opinions and all this stuff, and then the heart, which the mind tries to control the heart. So they're two different kind of entities. So we'll dive into that too. All right. So how does Ian feel about you? We'll start with the heart. Where is their heart? Okay, nope, none of those. Can you tell us about the heart? Okay. These two, these three, that one. Okay. And then tell us about what's going on in their head and intentions, right? So their mind and intentions. Like this is underneath the surface here too. Okay. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck here, we do have the Five of Pentacles here. And the Five of Pentacles is an energy you can see. They're not very happy here. There's this key that helps them get through this door, but the Five of Pentacles kind of represents a belief in like a fear of abandonment, of being left behind, being left out in the cold, not being enough, not having enough, not being worthy, kind of energy. So there's a bit of a challenge that bubbles below the surface with it being underlying the bottom of the deck here. So that's a good energy to realize that's where it starts, right? That's the kind of the life that they've had. And even though they might come across as like, wow, I thought they were confident, but on the outside they put a big but underneath they're just like shaky, right? It's like a very strong foundation, and you realize when you walk through the door, it's a big facade in front of a, how they put them in front of apartments or like the old um, Western movies. They used to have just the front, and then the back were just the boards holding up the front. So just know that there's some of that bubbling below there. They're not all like this confident, I know who I am kind of energy that's there. Now, towards you, their feelings, we do have the Hermit and we do have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, there is this energy that they have of, I've got to be true to my authentic self. They kind of got this lone wolf kind of energy with these two combined here of, I got to be true to my authentic self. I don't want to be a caged lion. I'm better off being just with myself. Um, because and that's their defense mechanism, because then I can't disappoint anyone, right? If I'm alone, then and I have this like I'm a lone wolf, then then I won't have a pack or someone reject me because I'm already a lone wolf. And I feel like that's more the defense mechanism, like I said, to try to keep them from being hurt, but that's the facade that we were talking about. Then you have these three cards here too. Yeah. There's a lot more below the surface here with the high priestess. She is again a lone energy, but deep thinker, deep feeler kind of energy that comes in with that. We got the judgment card too, along with the chariot. Wow, three major arcana, which they are. This is very conflicting energy with all three of these here. And I don't feel like this is directly with you. This goes back to this because the high priestess is this. She goes away into her temple to reflect, to see things from a different perspective, to dive deep into their own emotions. And the judgment card is about seeing things from a higher perspective too. And the chariot is all about choices. I got to make choices, and they don't want to make a wrong choice. They don't want to um, make a choice to leap and then have the ground cave from underneath them. So there's a lot of this reflecting energy that's going on, which makes sense with that Five of Pentacles, where when you have a fear of not being good enough and have experienced people saying that and expressing that to you, growing up as a child and then it being repeated in relationships. um, you tend to want to move slowly and keep your eyes open and gather a lot of information to feel safe. It's like if a rabbit got caught in a little cage for chasing after a carrot, it's going to think twice about just sleeping for the carrot. It's going to check, it's going to go check the bushes, check to see if there's any kind of trap devices, kind of hop towards it and hop away from it, get closer and closer. So you might be experiencing that where you're not sure they're there and they're back and they're there and they're back and that's because they're not testing you. They're just kind of creating safety through slow interaction, if that makes sense. And we have the 7 of cups. Yeah, there's a lot of emotion there, but they've got a lot of emotional confusion bubbling there too. And they're trying to gain clarity and try to understand. Like you're asking, how do they feel about me? And they're like, I wish I knew. I'm trying to figure it out too. Let's see what's going on in their head here. Yeah, we got the devil card and the Leo strength card here. Um, so again, all this major arcana, they're in a very kind of pivotal time in their life. They're really trying to figure a lot out about their lives. The devil card is like Capricorn Saturn energy, which is about being challenged with a lot of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about how life is supposed to be and should be and need to be. And it's shaking it up. And this is that their mind is going, but I was told this is how everything is supposed to be. But this Leo strength energy is about, I don't want to live up to what everyone else has told me I'm supposed to be. That's where all this trying to figure out what it is that I want, not what I've been told I'm supposed to want. And so they are in this, I don't know, what is this conflicting energy, this trying to figure stuff out energy, trying to separate the difference between what I've told I'm supposed to want and what is it that I do want. And if I've been living my life trying to live up to what everyone else wanted me when it's time for me to choose what I want, I may not know because I've always went along with everyone else, right? Let's see what's underneath the surface of that too. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. They do want, this feeling of abundance and they do want relationship energy with the 10 of Pentacles. They want a legacy. They want a solid foundation. But both of these tens, the Wheel of Fortune, which is the major arcana number 10, and then the 10 of Pentacles is I'm looking for something different than what I've been told I'm supposed to want, but I don't know what that is yet. But I know I want something different, but I don't know what it is. Um, let's see if there's any intentions. Their mind is trying to figure all this out. What does abundance look like to me? What do I want? Right? Yeah, Queen of Swords. The intentions are balance my head and my heart. Once I do that, then I will take action with the magician and put the magic and the action behind it. But I got to balance this and this out first. Yeah. And underneath the surface, we've got the King of Pentacles on the bottom, too. They are looking for this solid foundation in the outside world energy here. So, and I feel like they are actively trying to figure things out. They're not just kind of wandering around aimlessly. I feel like they are doing a lot of reflection and research and trying to find out things about what they want in life and what they don't and journaling and so I do feel like there's active energy in it, but I don't feel like they know what they want. And that's where all this is coming in. So hopefully that makes sense and maybe that resonates with, oh, that's why they feel wishy-washy or undecided or all over the place or here and then gone and here and then gone because they're trying to figure everything out too. They don't have all their stuff together and so they don't know what their intentions are because they don't know what their intentions of their own life are, right? Let's see what that fortune cookie brings in here too. Yeah, we got creativity. Look, and here's that magic wand. What do I want to create? Creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. That's that energy. They want to express themselves, but they don't know what it is that they are to express. So it's like, express yourself. And they're like, I'm trying to figure out what that is. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Alex, at least understand what you're picking up from them and maybe, their actions to understand what's at the root of it. But right now they're kind of just pausing everything, trying to figure everything out before they take any action in anything. Right, my dear. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings. Hang in there. All right. I think that's it for my donations right now. I'm going to go up and grab the free readings and we will dive into some of these. So we got musical beer. I got that. We have Patricia's. We got that. We have, uh, oh, you moved yours. Okay. Get rid of that. Then we have Touch O Love. I said I had one, but it got retracted. So I'm like, oh, that's why. All right. And then, okay. And then that's where, as far as I got, and there's Mika Khan. All right. Let's grab yours. Put that down here. Give myself some more space here. All right. And then Maria P. I'll grab your free one here. And then Trampzilla. We got yours here. Okay. And then Livia Vagata. Got yours here. Did those. Happy Pill. Got yours here. Okay, we got those. We got those. All right. And then Tim Alajim. I'll grab yours here. Got a Teshi Singh. Sorry, I just grab them all and then it makes it go a lot faster. So I don't have to scroll up and down the page looking for who was next. This just makes it go a lot faster. It takes a little bit of time up front, but it will flow through it afterwards. All right. And then Ken. Grab yours here. All right. I think we are set. So let me take a sip here. Let me just take a look here. Okay. Yep. All right. I feel like I want to mix up the decks real quick here since I've been using them all up. Let me just move them all around. Do a little medieval shuffle, whatever that means. All right. And then let me just take a couple from each and we'll balance all these out again into 3 stacks. All right. I think we are set. One more. There we are. 3 equal stacks. That's number 1. That's number 2. And then we're going to use number 3. All right. We are good to go. So up first, we do have musical beer. So let's grab your timestamp. Thank you guys again so much for all your thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. Shows the channel and me a little love. So thank you for that. Something everyone can do for free that actually does help out the channel quite a bit. So thank you guys for doing that. All right. So musical beer, a general for the next 24 hours. What does Spirit want you to know here? So you have the 5 of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's a little bit of clarity here. The Knight of Swords is a quest of seeing things from a different perspective. And the 5 of Pentacles is it's the energy is about it starts off being the fear of abandonment. It's a lack energy. But I feel like this is all about clarity around where something where you felt that you would be abandoned, left behind, not be enough, not have enough, that there's some clarity that comes in here. And I feel like the clarity that they want to bring you is it's not the outside world that brings you what you you need to live, your sustenance. It is creator, source. They're the ones that bring us what we need in each moment. Maybe not everything that our ego wants, but it's not just bread and water either. They like you know, showering us with abundance and gifts and things. We're the only ones that can keep it away by our own beliefs and lack that are below the surface running on autopilot, and by us focusing on want and need and our fears instead of gratitude for what we do have, because gratitude opens up this conduit to allow things to come in, and whereas fear and want and need energy is lack energy, which actually pushes stuff away, because our energy is saying, I enjoy lack, can I have more of that? And the universe goes, sure, whatever you want. And we're like, lack please, even though consciously we want, I want abundance. But our energy when it focuses in on want and need and not gratitude is lack energy. So I feel like there's a lot of knowledge here that comes in this next 24 hours for you that really opens you up to going, yeah, this is why, what is this memory of not feeling worthy, of not being enough? Where does that originate? Look, 7 years old and younger, you're going to find the original that's been rippling out in your life since then. And you'll be able to go back to it and go, oh, when my parent said this, or this teacher said that, or this happened, among my friends, this is what told me that I wasn't enough. And that I've been believing it since then, but that's not true. Then we can comfort our inner child and transform things. So I like that for you, musical beer. That'd be very transformational. All right. That's what they got for you. So many blessings to you. Right. Patricia, hello, hello. You are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. There you go. And a message for tomorrow. All right. Let's take a look here. We've got this and we've got this. Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. I mean, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight, and the Five of Wands, which is like a drama kind of energy. Like there's been conflict, maybe within a group, but this feels like whatever this has been is about to change. It's almost like there's an ending to drama tomorrow. It just feels like a slow, painful torture. Something's finally coming to an end with this energy that's here. And but the Knight of Pentacles tells us that it's taken as long as it has because it's given us the time to question things for us. It's given me time to look at things from a different perspective, where if it happened fast, I'll just repeat whatever I just went through with this Five of Wands. I'll just repeat it again somewhere else. But because it was like slow as molasses in December, which is really slow, it's giving you time to think and transform, but it is time for it to end. And you won't repeat the cycles because of the time that it has spent and taken. And the mirrors that you're able to look at and the inner transformation that you've changed will allow you to draw in different type of experiences than what you have had. So hopefully that makes sense to you. That's what's coming in for you, Patricia. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Touch O Love, you are up. Whoops. Let's get your correct timestamp. There we are. And can you ask Spirit what Spirit has to say about Rex? What is his energy towards you at this time? All right, let's take a look here. So for Rex, what is their energy towards you at this time? The Mirror of You. Oh, wow. I had these cards that came flying out already. I didn't even know there was cards that flew out. Didn't feel them. Yeah, we got the Magician and the Moon. Wow, yeah. We definitely two major arcana here. Let's see what this other card is that came flying out. And the Hermit. Three major arcana. So you got the Hermit, the Moon, and the Magician. What a combo. Because, of course, the Moon is about hidden and unseen things and a lot of emotional stuff flowing below the surface. And the Magician is this expression, is this passionate energy, but this hermit is also this desire to be alone. And I mean, there is a lot of conflicted energy coming in with all of this here because it's like I have emotion that bubbles below the surface, but I express myself through passion, through action, through energy and physical and energetic attraction, not through emotional expression. That I keep that all down. And this hermit energy, I feel like they're very independent, but more not independent from a healthy hermit point of view, which I see myself as a healthy hermit. I have my self love. I don't need anything or anyone. I would gladly, you know, accept a relationship with someone who loved themselves, but that's hard to find. And I'm content with myself. I'm not, pushing people away out of fear, which is what I feel is the unhealthy hermit. Because I'm isolating myself when I'm fearful instead of nurturing and celebrating myself when from your own heart, right? There's a difference between the two. And I feel like that's kind of where they're at is they're like protecting themselves. They kind of stay alone, but they'll share passion and attraction, but not my heart. That's stuffed way down below. So I feel like that's important for you to know. And I feel like that's what they just um, want you to know right now. So hopefully that helps. All right. So that's what they have for you. Touch of love, many blessings. All right. And Mika Khan, you are up. Look at you at 156.56. And Mika, I think you're my only Mika Khan that comes in here. Make up my little list, I think. Yeah, you were one of the winners of my Halloween weekend 15-minute personal recorded reading. So be sure to check that out. In the description box of this video, there's one of the links that it has down there is the winner playlist. Or if you go to my main page, there's winners 2025 playlist. If you look at the video that I just put out Tuesday, Wednesday, yesterday, I think it was yesterday. The days just kind of melt together right now. But you'll see it. It's the most recent full moon winter. Just click on there and I do talk about all of the Halloween winners too in that video. So you can check that out. Or last Sunday's stream, you can check that pinned comment. It talks about all the winners from Halloween there too. Just gives you my email address. If you email me at brettazen@gmail.com, we'll I'll give you a little information on it as well, if that's easier. All right. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. But for this today, your free reading, you want to know, do you see you learning music and being able to produce the exact sounds you dream of? Oh, wow. Divine sound. Wow. That is amazing. If not, how can I, right? All right. Let's take a look here. So based on current energies, um, are you headed in that direction already? And if not, how? Ooh, you have the moon card, emotional energy, and music definitely is. Here's Mother Moon energy. It is that frequency. And you've got the Knight of Cups. Yeah. This is following and the quest of self love. So I feel like you're on the path to this already, and that you are able, the fact that we all are able to learn and produce these, the divine sounds that take us to a different dimension. But with this moon card and the Knight of Cups, I feel like this is your quest, one of the things you wanted to experience in this lifetime. And I feel like you have a natural talent to it because I do feel like what they're saying is that it is a love energy, of course, right? The frequency and the sounds of it are rooted in love vibration, which is all about. So the more you can pursue self love, raise your love vibration, the more you can access the spiritual information, the spiritual frequencies and vibrations that can allow you to find and create the instruments that can, the combination of sound that can create that, that helps do that. Definitely look into vibration. I'm sure you already looked at it, frequencies and vibrations. But I definitely feel like it's you raising your own love vibration, which allows you to vibrate that love from your heart, that helps um, expand and empower. That doesn't sound right. It's like empower, but it's like your love energy is what is the battery that runs the frequency to do it. It's like someone can it's kind of like someone can make a piano, but if they play ring ding ding ring ding ding ring ding ding ring, that's the only one that I learned, growing up. It's like that's nice, but the people that become one with the piano when they play and you can just feel their energy flow out and it gives you goosebumps. That's the difference between they're pouring their love energy in and someone just learning the technical things of playing, right? It's all about the heart. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, Mika. So many blessings to you. Congratulations again as well for winning a 15-minute personal recorded reading. All right, many blessings. All right, Maria P, you are up. Thank you so much for your dual donations earlier. And here is your, we'll put down here free so we know which this one is. And you'd like a general for you and Wally's relationship. All right. Here we go. Yeah. I mean, we talked about the Five of Pentacles as one of the things that this fear of abandonment, being left behind and being left out in the cold. It's the Knight of Pentacles is the slowness allows this building, and this is what's going to happen between the two of you as you both take the time and allow the closeness of stuff, not rushing, because again, things that are fastly built fastly fall apart. Things slowly built last a lifetime. And this allows us to look at our insecurities, look at our fears of not being enough, not having enough, and all of that. And as we work through that and build that, then we help show each other through repetition. This is who I am. I'm going to show you who I am. They're going to show you who they are. And as you go back and forth through consistency and time, you realize this is who you are, not someone that is rushing to get somewhere. And if you don't get me there, I'm gone. It's you're worth the wait. And both of you are saying that we're worth taking the time to build a strong foundation together. And I feel like that is a big piece of the message coming through today. Ooh, I love that. Right. So that's what they have for you, Maria. I know, right? Isn't that beautiful? I'm so glad you're back. All right. Can feel such a difference in your energies. Absolutely. I appreciate your consistent support. It just so grateful. All right, and we have Trampzilla up next here. Let's grab your timestamp, and I know it's different than this one here. I know, woohoo! You're so funny, Maria. So will setting a boundary, ending with how family treats me, heal your blockage with finances so that you can move. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, so cheers. All right. Let's see, what does Spirit have here for you? Okay. Well, got the Knight of Pentacles and the Empress. So, this the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all. And then the Empress is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, self kind of energy that's coming in here. So the blockages are not like setting a boundary on the outside and ending, how your family and how external things isn't going to impact your ability for finances and that, and I'll explain, because it's a great awareness that comes in with this, because the Knight of Pentacles is saying they're giving you the time. Things have been slow to give you time to find your self-love, your self-power. And though setting boundaries in the outside world and ending how we're allowing other people to treat us or not treat us and da 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 da, that is part of our expression that helps us find our inner power. But what people do or don't do, say or don't say in the outside world isn't the problem. What brings us our conflict, what brings us our struggle, is this thing in here, this meatloaf in between the ears, right? The noodle. This is what puts the story to the things of the outside world, right? So lack um, is in here, is a belief in here, not out here. People just do things and don't do things, say things and don't say things. It just is. There is no meaning to what's going on in the outside world till it gets in here. Then we create the story of what that means about us. So whether someone is doing something or not doing something, whatever, that doesn't control me. My belief about me controls me. My emotional choices are what control me. My What I focus my energy on is what controls me. What physical things I do are what control me. The rest of it just is. And when you take your power back and you step in as this empress and you become the empress and going, I rule over my world, I don't rule over anyone else's. So trying to get other people to do and not do is like a dictator. And when we're pointing at them, going, they're doing things that I don't want them to do. Well, we have three fingers pointing back at us. And I'm doing things that I don't want myself to do either, which is trying to control people that I can't control. And when I try to control people that are uncontrollable, then I feel out of control. See how that works? So I come back to me, this mother nature, mother nurture, the empress. I come back to me and go, what story am I putting to all this stuff? And I can change that story. That their actions tell me about their fears, about what they're going through, what's going on inside of them. Their actions are not about me, their actions are about them, just like my actions are about me, not about anyone else. And then my actions of my story and my emotions, my energy, and my physical actions, those are mine that I can control. So as you come back and realize anything anyone ever did didn't have anything to do with you, that just had to do with what they were going through, then we realize, oh, I was defining myself by their actions and non-actions, words or silence, but they're just telling me every moment is an expression of love or a cry out for it. They were just crying out for love, and I took it as that meant I'm not worthy of love or I have lack, that I'm not good enough, when they're really telling me they're scared out of their minds. And that's why they're acting so stupid and unloving and uncaring. Because that's what happens when our inner child feels unsafe and out of control, we revert back to our 2-year-old self and its pet hissing cat. And we hiss and attack and hiss and run away, or hiss and attack and then run away. But it boots out our intelligent, loving, compassionate side, and we revert back to what a 2-year-old would do when it feels threatened, whatever it feels it needs to do to feel safe and in control. So when you look at these other individuals, you're like, wow, okay. In fact, if you take a look at I have a podcast called The Easier Path. We have 3 videos out, and they're all about conflict with people right now, the first ones, but there's some great energy and great information from spirit in there that might be able to help see things differently. In fact, one of mine coming up here is gonna be about lack and how we can overcome, um, our experiences with lack in that, as well. But if you want to check those out, those are all free. The playlist is in the description box of the video down below, or if you go to my main page, it's at the top, it's the podcast. So if you want to check it, That's all available to you as well. All right. So many blessings. Hang in there. All right. Livier Vergara, you are up. You are at 209.56. Whoops. I am totally not using the correct one there. There we go. Oh, I see. Because I had my cap locks on. All right. So here you go, Olivier. Here is your timestamp. And you want a message from your spirit guides. All right. Let's take a look here and see what do we have coming in here. Okay. So we've got the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Yeah. I like all this emotional energy. My goodness. But we've got the Nine of Cups is an emotional dream come true, the dream of the heart. And the Queen of Cups is she's the ruler of the cup suit with the King of Cups, but the Queen gets a second portion of cups, which makes her the master, even above the King of Cups, the master of emotion. This energy here is about getting into your heart and going, what is your heart's dream come true? Not your mind's, right? Getting out of that thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are rooted in fear and all the opinion and advice of what you should do with your life and who you should be, what blah blah blah, and going, if I could do anything in the world, what would I want to do and what's stopping you? And once you discover what it is in your heart, you don't have to figure out your entire whole life today. Where's your heart drawing you right now? And look into following that, because this is what this is. It's like your dream come true is a step by step by step by step. It's not a leap into something. It's what's the next step? And then what's the next step? Because there's 9 cups. So there's 9, you start and then you just kind of make your way around, and your heart will lead. And it may, start off in this direction and then take you this direction and then this direction and then that direction over there. But your heart will never steer you wrong, your true high heart. So connecting to that and to spirit with the Queen of Cups, you can always ask them for guidance. If you don't know something, you can ask them to bring you clarity, and they will draw you and um, show you, directions. Something will light up. You'll be like, huh, I'm gonna go check that out. But follow your bliss, follow your heart, follow what excites you in your life, I feel is the big message that comes in there. So hopefully that helps. That's what they got for you, my dear. Many blessings. Right. Happy Pill, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And a rest of November reading. I know we're already a weekend almost. Can you believe it? So what else for November for you? Okay, we got that. And that one here. And I think we already did yours, right? Did we? No, I don't think you won one this time. I said maybe I dreamt you won. Maybe you're going to win a reading here soon. But you got the 3 of Cups and the Chariot, which this is the power of choice energy. You have a lot of um, great opportunities coming up of if you choose higher vibration, right? The Chariot is every moment is choice of higher vibration or lower vibration. Whatever I choose is what I get more of. So the more I choose joy and gratitude and unconditional love, the more things I get that match that. And I like that coming in here, because there is something with this 3 of Cups about your spiritual posse, your spirit guides and angels and all those loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, that whole slew of beings of support are there for you. And if you choose joy, that's their frequency, right? Their joy and unconditional love and gratitude, that's their frequency. Laughter and play, all that helps you hear from them so clearly here. So the more you choose joy and the more you choose higher vibration, the more clearly they'll help guide you, because you can hear them. Because if you have earbuds in and music blaring and someone's trying to guide you through a maze, you keep on hitting yourself up against the wall because you can't hear them till we turn down the noise and turn up the frequency where we can hear them and go, oh, It's like changing the radio station. If you have your earbuds in, instead of listening to one station, you switch it to a different one, and you can like, oh my gosh, a higher frequency. I can hear you. I'm going from AM to FM, right? And I feel like this is an important thing this month because they will really guide you and show you a lot of information and options and opportunities that you may miss if we're, in that lower vibration of fear and noise, drama and stuff going on. So I feel like it's an important energy that they're wanting you to know because there's a great amount of opportunities that are opening up. And um, of course, what is truly meant for you will never pass you by, but these are like extras that you can have if you'll kind of bring down the fear noise and raise the love, right? And joy and gratitude and play and laughter. They keep on doing them all. Raise all of those. You can hear us like so clearly, and we will guide you. So that's what they have for you, Happy Pill. So many blessings to you. All right. And Tim Alajem, you are up. Look at this. You got a little mirroring going on. 21551. All right, Tim, I copied all of them here. So you said you're taking the previous readings to heart. You downsized the house. Congratulations. Your lifestyle is now rural. I can't even say it. Out in the boonies bliss, right? But may have a backstopping into another management job. Yay! So you feel great with the pursuit of the position. You've brought strength and calm to a madhouse just visiting, and they will have a position opening in 5 weeks. What does Spirit think, right? Shooting for the stars, but will be happy to land on the moon. I love it. Led you to see the changing a bit could open doors. This door is an old infantryman's dream job. Coffee pot is 10 feet from the desk. Oh, that is the dream come true, right? You're so funny. All right, let's see what Spirit has here for you. Based on current energies, what does this position, what kind of energy would this bring you? See if it's something that you would like. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. Abundance, legacy energy, fullness here. King of Swords. The King of Swords. It's a lot of thinking, a lot of communication, mental work, but I feel like it's communication. The King of Swords rules over the sword suit of intelligence and thinking and learning, teaching even. And uh and the King of Swords gets a second portion. So they're the master of the mental energy. So um I feel like it'll be more mentally. I don't want to say challenging. I don't want to say exhausting. It's not any of that. It's just maybe mentally stimulating, mentally um nourishing. It just feels like it's a good feel of the mind and of organization and of communicating and teaching people, but I don't feel like it's of course it's managerial, right? It's not a teaching position, but the things you can teach. Even when you just said they just brought back, you said you brought strength and calm to a madhouse. You're going to teach them how to do that for themselves, right? And I feel like it would, and you would leave. That's like your legacy, is the people's lives you touch and teach. That it does change things. So it feels very positive, and based on current energy, that 10 of Pentacles would be a yes, kind of energy as far as like that you would get the position and that it would be beneficial for you. So I like that, Tim. And that's what they have for you. I like that mirror. And it's a great energy because, that's a mirror too. You going there also brought peace and calm to your madhouse up here, right? Because sometimes you feel like you're going mad because you just feel like you want to be doing something and making a difference. And so I feel like it's a win-win with that. So I like it. Right. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings, Tim. All right. Good to see you. All Right. And then Ateshi Singh, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And you want to know HL's energy to you starting next week. We haven't seen each other in 10 days. All right. Oh, boom. Let's take a look here. What do we got going on here? You have like uh 4 cards came out, but we've got the 2 cards. I feel like it's 2 sets of 2 cards. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah. Because you got the 3 and 4 of wands, which is a change of direction between the 2 of you. There's this joyful energy that things have changed direction coming in here because it's a progression from the 3 of wands to the 4 of wands. And then you also have the 4 of cups to the 5 of cups. So this boredom energy of the 4 of um, cups, which is like emotional stagnancy, leading to the 5 of cups, which is an energy of like sorrow and lower vibrational emotional energy here. So when you look at like the 3 to the 4 and the 4 to the 5, when you're going from a 3 to a 4, 3 is like you have, in this case, wands energy is like passion and action and motion energy, like the physical and energetic attraction between us. The 3 of wands is the challenge, the changing of direction, which brings a balanced energy. So you go through a conflict of an odd number like a 3 to get to a 4. Then after you're in 4 for a while, then it can become stagnant where you get a 5, which shakes and challenges to take you to a 6 level. Well, it's like your guys' attraction, energy, passion, um, that kind of energy went through a shakeup and now it's to a more stable level, whereas the emotions went from a stable level to a shaky level, right? So your guys are in this progression, but it's like when your passion is balanced, your emotions are off. When your emotions are balanced, the passion is off. It just feels like there's this, you're never on the same page with your guys' energies here. It's always changing, and internally you're learning and having these differences too. So it just feels like even though the passions are balanced now, the emotions feel like there's some emotional tension that's going on here, between the 2 of you here. um, so hopefully that is clear, as clear as it can be, because it's just this it just is this conflicting energy between the 2 of you. It's like it's always something. It's either one or the other that's off balance. It's like you take your eyes off of this to work on this, and that goes down. You're like, "Oh, wait, I just fixed that. Oh, dang." And it just keeps going. I want to be able to do them both at the same time, but it takes 2 to do that, right? And that's when you're trying to do it, that's why it's lopsided, because it feels like it is lopsided relationship, right? You're the one doing all the work, right? So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, Ateshi. So many blessings to you. All right, Ken, you are up. Hopefully you got your other reading. I sent you that earlier. Hadn't had a chance to see here yet, if you responded, but um, I sent you to your email your link for your 15-minute personal recorded reading. So congratulations again. All right. How can you get real answers to anything like GD gets when he takes M? How can I get real answers to anything like GD gets when he takes M? All right, let's take a look here. Okay. I feel like it's these 2 here. Yeah, it's like we have the 10 of Pentacles going to the Page of Pentacles. It's like the 10 going to the 11, taking things to a new level here in this energy. It has something to do with the outside world, the physical body, the physical world here with the 10 of Pentacles to go to this higher place. but it's not drugs. It's not taking, any um, physical substance, but it has to do with the physical breathing exercises. There's breath work that can help activate and get us into a place without chemically inducing or doing anything. It's breath work. And breath work in combination with what is this? The cells of the body, DNA, that's activated. It's getting to the source of all physicalness, which at the very root, everything is made from the particle of it. What they call the God, the God particle, I think is what someone called it once. Because when you break down everything at its very finest, we'll find that everything is made of creator. Everything is made of the energy we're made out of. We're made from unconditional love energy. We're made from creator, right? And everything is just vibrating at um a different energy level. And so as we get our breath work and we get, because the breath work I feel is what gets you into consciousness from unconsciousness and subconsciousness. So you can get answers um, from spirit, not by tricking the body, but it's about aligning the body with spirit and realizing that um, it's the human mind is the one that is noisy and keeps us from hearing the answers that we're already getting. And the more that we change our vibration, the more we change and lower that noise of fear and need and want and desire and trying to become, we realize we are the answer to every question because we are unconditional love, and unconditional love is the answer to every question. Um, Period. I was waiting for more. Love, unconditional love, is the answer to every question when you get to the root of everything. Interesting. So hopefully that helps, Ken. That is what they have for you there. So many blessings to you. All right. Mm. Hello, hello, Anna. Yeah, doing very well. We just had her appointment, her first follow up yesterday, and her incisions look great. They started her on her bone stimulator to get her spine and everything grafted, and so it's really good. Yeah, absolutely. I'll add you to the free list here. A reading on current affairs, like in the world. All right. So before you, though, we have Saru Bobby. So let's jump to them first here. So here is your timestamp, Swaroop. And you wanted to know, will you get your loan approval that you're applying to the bank? All right. See, based on current energies. Hello, hello. I don't think I said hello to you. So hello. Whoops, there you go. Boom, boom. Two cards came flying out. Got the Knight of Pentacles and the Judgment card. Feels like it's slow moving here with the Knight of Pentacles with that bank. But we do have here, we've got the Judgment card, which is your higher self guiding you in a different direction. Feel like this does feel like this particular bank, it feels like things are slow. And so if you have other options, pursue those too, because I feel like your higher self is guiding you in a different direction. This other one feels like it's taking forever, like you're watching grass grow and you're like, come on, I need to go to school while I'm, now, not 10 years from now. But I feel like there's a different option with that Judgment card that will move much faster and that things are being slowed down at this bank because there's something more beneficial for you somewhere else. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Oh, you're so sweet, Anna. uh, it's a win-win, definitely. She spoils me so much. Like you weren't here earlier. She got a new oracle deck, and she ordered me another of a tarot deck, and she gives me these coffee. She orders coffee, and she always buys me food, and she does so much. It's definitely a win-win. She feels it's lopsided toward me, and I feel it's lopsided toward her as far as that. She gives me so much, and she goes, "No, no, you give me too much." I'm like, "No." So we're both like over givers, which has been really great in learning to receive for sure. So I love that. So thank you for your donation. I'll give you a love and a like here. So don't forget to do that. And once you pop your question, we'll jump down there. I think that's everything for all of the donations and free readings. So this is it so far for this evening. So hopefully everyone is doing well, enjoying this leftover super full moon in Taurus energy. Dreams, 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 dreams. And yeah, no problem at all. Appreciate you guys' patience with the ads. But just for everyone else, if you guys haven't checked out my easier path, we did come out with a new um, episode last week. And there'll be a new one next week. I already recorded it. It's all ready to go. I'm ahead of schedule. Yay. Also, we have a new drawing coming up on the new moon on November 20th for the chance of winning the 30-minute personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love. So if you guys want to check that out and get into the next one, the full moon winner was Sarah Taylor. So, Sarah, congratulations. And then also, I have all of my readings, my personal readings, and my recorded readings, and my live readings, and my hedge of peace and love, peace and love, a hedge of peace and love. That's what it's called. On sale too, until the end of the year. So if you're interested, all that information's down in the description box of the video as well. And congratulations if you guys were here during the October weekend. I already finished 6 out of the 12 readings that I gave away. But Love is the Most Powerful Force in the Universe, Ashvin Ray, Mika Khan, New Love, and then Sudeshna and Deb. I know you guys already know because you emailed me, but those are the winners that I have not completed yet. So I love it. All right. So Anna, let's grab your timestamp. Ooh, look at this. 2:33:30. All these threes. Boom, boom, boom. So here's your timestamp. So the previous read about the government furlough going into November was spot on. Yeah, I know, right? It's still dragging out, but did you say it was the 5th or 6th? I don't know. Now that November's here, right? A read on when the government will come to a resolution, the furlough be lifted, and anything else Spirit has to say. Yeah, I hear you. All right. Let us take a look here. I feel like we'll go to the learning tarot first because these have dates on them. So we'll find out here. I feel like I need to take a sip of sour lemon water. Cheers, everybody. There we go. Now we have the taste of government in our mouth. But a bunk. Just kidding. All right, let's take a look here. So, uh, uh, what- so let's see. When are just overall? When are they going to get this passed um, for everything? When is resolution overall going to be done based on current energies? Right. All right. And then specifically for you and your group, right? I want to find out that because maybe they'll do things separately, right? You never know. So overall, yeah, every 2 to 3 days, that is it goes back and forth and back and forth. Look, split back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Which this is telling me they do get some things done, and then so they're like, I feel like bits and pieces. You're about to see bits and pieces every 2 to 3 days, starting next week. I feel like, yeah, because it's 2 to 3 business days. Friday, Monday. I feel like Monday, Tuesday, we're gonna get a piece of this, and then 2 to 3 days later, you're gonna get a little piece of this. Overall, it just feels like it's still divided. Things are going back and forth. It's piecemeal, kind of coming in. For you guys, yeah, it says here's joy and celebration card. Um, it says April 5th to April 29th, but it's November 5th to November 29th. And the Four of Wands is a joyful celebration. So still Thanksgiving time period here, but it's between let's by the end of the month, by the 29th is when it's going to be completed here. But this joy and celebration energy is giving me very big Thanksgiving vibes, not April of next year. There'll be riots if it was going to take that long. um, so I feel like that's kind of where we're at with those things. Let's see what else they can give us here too. What else? Okay, got these two and these two. What else? Oh, and boom. All of these other cards. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6 cards came out. The bottom of the deck, we do have the world card, which is the ending of a cycle, beginning of an adventure. It's a victory, it's resolution, it's starting things, which the 21st energy. Didn't we get like the 22nd before? But the 21st world card feels like there's something with the 21st, a big change, a big ending, a new beginning on the 21st in November. Feels like because I'm getting November, I'm getting December. They're like, yes. So November 21st and December 21st. Yeah. So I feel like they're going to try to recover piece by piece, try to get little things, little baby steps. That makes sense, right? But this world card feels like a big ending and beginning on November 21st and another big ending and beginning on December 21st and another beginning and ending energy on January 21st of 2026. Boom, boom, boom. These 21st dates seems to be something going on. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got the two, yeah, the Two of Pentacles, the Emperor. Yeah. I wonder who the Emperor is. But we've got the Emperor and the Two of Pentacles. And there's the two sides of this energy here. And there's this balancing energy that is coming in and the cycles that keep going and back and forth and back and forth. But it feels like here, got to be careful how I say this, but we have changes in Emperor energy happening on the 21st of November, December, and January. Let's see if they'll tell us more about what this is. Because there is this change, this it's like this cycle. There's this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth energy. And we have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Cups. Yeah, there definitely is this. Two of Cups energy is the joining together of things, but there's this fear of failure and this fear here, nightmare and insomnia energy. But there's a significant relationship change here because there's a breaking away of things and the joining together, the coming together because of the Nine of Swords. We're tired of There's something about tired of trying to please and live up to someone's expectations, and there is this breaking away and this joining together, which makes sense. There is this kind of energy, right? Oh, that could be right. The 21st, the 21st, the 21st. Balancing. Let's see what these 6 cards come in because I feel like they're just kind of alluding to some big changes unfolding here coming up over these next November 21st, December 21st, January 21st. These next 3 months. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Well, we got the victory and the sun coming out. So this is good. There is a big bright light being shown on things. It is a victory kind of energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So this feels very hopeful and very bright with these energies, whatever this outcome. We have movement of communication, things coming out in the news, the hidden being revealed, the pursuit of clarity. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Let's see what this is, because this is with the Six of Pentacles and the Star card. Yeah, hope and a dream come true. So we do have here the 3 cards coming out of the Sun, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Does feel like there is a significant communication that brings in a feeling of abundance and a lot of light being shown on things. And there's this restart with the Ace of Pentacles kind of energy that's coming in here. And then the Knight of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles and the Star card. This is something that's been, well, obviously something's been dragging out for a while here, but this is something more so. This feels much bigger. Like all of this stuff that's been going on is just it's like it's brought enough things into the light and there's a lot of clarity. This Six of Pentacles is this balancing, people coming together. And even the Star card is a balancing energy, a balancing chakras. So it feels like there is this again, all this balancing, and it takes time for it to unfold completely. But it does feel like the big stuff is done by Thanksgiving. That November 21st date. I think we had November 22nd before. What is November 21st? Let me look at the little calendar here. That's a Friday. Yeah, the 22nd's a Saturday. So the Friday before Thanksgiving week. Something is coming. But it feels very positive with all this energy. We got, this coming in. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in too. But it seems like there's something a brewing, some big changes coming. There might even be some health related things that are coming in for a certain emperor. But I'm gotta be careful, cognizant of things. And we've got, yeah, look at this collaboration. You can't make this up. Collaboration achieves greater goals. Boom. So it does happen, and it does feel like in stages. And but November 21st feels like a big change, and then another big change on December 21st, another big change on January 21st. So there is a bit of stuff happening. So hopefully that helps. That's what they got for you. So thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. We're moving on before I get in trouble. There's a knock at the door. Dunk, knock, knock. All right. All right. Sonali Thakur, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here after I give you your timestamp there. So thank you so much for that. And we'll move to this stack. And you want to know S's current feelings towards you. No contact. All right, let's take a look here. All right. So the current feelings. Current feelings, and then we'll also dive into their brain. Feelings and thoughts, right? They can be two different entities that come in there. I will, Anna. Thank you so much. Rest well. Hope you're doing well on your adventure. All right, and let's see what their intentions are here too. We'll just dig in here. Yeah. So the bottom of the deck, we do have the strength card, Leo energy, that's coming in here. And that does represent kind of their overall energies, which I feel like they're in lower vibrational Leo energy of I need to be seen, I need to be wanted, me, kind of energy that they're in at this time in their life, right? Their feelings towards you, we do have the Four of Pentacles and the Justice card. You know, there's not really cups energy here. The Four of Pentacles is looking for a solid foundation, and the Justice card's about trying to see things from a different perspective. And but they're looking for a solidness for themselves in the outside world. And the Justice card, it's like their heart is diverted to their brain, or their brain is interfering with their heart, going, let me analyze things. Let me look at, I'm the one that's going to keep us safe. So it does feel like their heart is kind of kept contained in a way, in like I don't know, like a padded cell, a soundproof padded cell that keeps it quiet. It's not allowed to, it's safer there. They're in a safe room, right? No one can get in there. Their mind, where their thoughts are towards you, yeah, we got the death and the rebirth, this ending and beginning, and this joyful energy. Let's see what's below the surface in here. Yeah, the Page of Wands. So there is this passionate energy, that it's more of an energetic and physical attraction, which is how they normally express any emotion they do have. But you know, they haven't they don't have a whole lot of self-love for themselves, so they can't give a whole lot of self-love or love to anyone, right? So they were able to give passion, but I feel like with this death and rebirth, I mean, of course, that's an ending energy that's coming in here, but we'll look at their intentions, because there is this. On one hand, they're like, I miss the if there was like the passion energy, but I feel like they understand that in their mind they feel like it needed to end, because they couldn't give you, in their mind they couldn't give you what you needed. And that meant that they wouldn't be getting what they wanted or needed in the future, if they weren't able to, you know, give you what you were looking for, which is emotion, right? Um, and even fear of disappointing, like, I'm not going to be able to give you everything that you're wanting, like financially and family or all this other stuff. There was all of this. It's almost like there's this freedom feeling of like, I'm freed from the pressure of uh, disappointing you and other people. And, now it's a disappointment altogether, but at least it's not going to be specifically you did this and you didn't do 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 this. That's what they were fearing. Not that you did that or said anything, but they already had all that in their head, right? Based on current energy, what are their intentions? We'll take a look here. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what these underlying energies are because we got the Eight of Wands, which is an expression of passion. And then we have the fears of um, the Knight of Cups, which is the fears of uh, and expectations around love. So, this energy, it's basically reiterating what I just said, but let's see what's underneath the surface. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And the Four of Wands is joy and celebration. And also we have the Ace of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Here's all that lack energy of feeling the fear of being abandoned, being left out in the cold, being left behind. And again, it just feels like there's the underlying energies like the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Wands is like taking forever to get married. And I feel like this is part of that Nine of Swords is that I'm not moving fast enough for you and I won't be able to move fast enough for you to bring you the joy and what you're looking for. And then that's that fear of abandonment with that Five of Pentacles that they'd end up being the one abandoned that comes in here. And that's what happens. It's like if someone fears being abandoned and being a disappointment, they will abandon first because they would rather be the one doing the leaving than being the one that is being left, um, and being the disappointment. So it's really interesting energy. They've got a lot. I mean, obviously, they had some stuff growing up that made them feel abandoned, left behind, left out in the cold, and that's been one of their greatest fears is to never ever feel that again. So it doesn't feel like there's a return in the cards right now, um, and I feel like it seems like a good thing. I know, yeah, I know. Wait, miracles. It would take a miracle. Look, there's the wishbone in the sky. Miracles are everywhere. Keep the faith, but I feel like they're saying it would take a miracle for them to switch and change. And miracles are everywhere, but um, if you want to take time to consider what are you willing to do, like it would take a great amount of patience waiting for them to see if they will take action to work on that on the inside because until they work on that on the inside, nothing's going to change on the outside. I don't see a whole lot of activity of energy doing that right now. Um, but like I said, I don't feel like they're telling you on the bottom there to keep the faith, keep going. It's like it's going to take a miracle. If you believe in miracles and you want to believe in miracles for a little while longer, you know, take the time to while you're waiting to look at your own self, raise your own love vibration, right? Focus on those thoughts and beliefs that you can let go of that don't serve you anymore, emotions that don't serve you anymore, energy and physical things that don't serve anymore. Do a lot of releasing, a lot of cleansing of spaces, both mental, emotional, energetic, and physical spaces, and see what comes with that for you on the inside. Because as you're developing and raising your love vibration, you might see that your energy doesn't match with them. and that might allow you to draw in someone that is matching your energy instead of you trying to change your energy to match someone else. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Sonali. Hang in there. I know these are always fun. I put out a bunch of easier path episodes. I've got 3 out there right now. If you want to check those out, the playlist is in the description box or on my main page if you're looking for some extra guidance and adventures with spirit as well. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. And I think that is everything. I don't have any other donations or free readings. And we're just almost at 3 hours. So tonight is a ending on a even note. So thank you guys again so much for all your love and all your support. I'm so grateful to be on this adventure together. Of course, I'm on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights from 7, no, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Time, and on Saturday and Sunday mornings from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time. I almost forgot what I'm on. It's Thursday. I'm getting back in the swing. But I am so grateful, everybody. And remember, as you're going through your adventure, that every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys so much as well. So until I see you guys again, have some fun, enjoy these adventures, enjoy this super full moon energy. We'll be feeling it for a few days at least. Most of you feel it for like a week or two. Um, so enjoy that and have some fun. And we'll talk to you soon. I love you guys.